There we are, YouTube. What's up, guys? What's up? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start off with pretty much what do I want to start with? Do I want to start with baseball? You know what? I'm gonna start with baseball. Start it off. I'm gonna do the AL West because I haven't done them yet. And Trout just signed an extension, so obviously I want to talk about that. So, and plus that division's already underway. A lot of people probably didn't know that actually. Wow, Vermont's keeping it close, 59-51. Florida State could possibly lose. MLB area. Alright. Just right there. You know what's funny? Even the Orioles are doing better. The Orioles are doing better than the okay. And I am going to talk about a couple of football transactions, don't worry. That I'm going to do after. And this is, in fact, Wkcv, the voice of Keystone College. Checking it back in with you guys one more time, guys. What is up, guys? Happy Thursday. Once again, happy Thursday, the 21st, I want to say it is, yeah, man, getting back into this, and I'm happy, man. I really am. And, like, this year has gotten me so excited with sports and everything. Y'all already know, because I know a lot of you guys know. Obviously, I'm a senior this year. And I didn't properly introduce myself again. My bad about that, guys. JT once again checking in with you. Sports Talks, you already know. It's a Thursday afternoon, guys. And I feel good. I really do. This year I feel fantastic. Simply because of the fact it's my last year. As you guys know, like I said, I am in fact, I am graduating in the fall, luckily. He made it through, man. Made it through. And honestly, I'm happy with the results and everything. I'm happy with everything that's been going down. This weekend I got, last match coming up and first match of tennis. First thing I've ever done for tennis. Like, I've been here 4 years, obviously, and I've never done any other sport other than track and cross country. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. And speaking of track, Saturday, first meet of my last season, man. It's all come by so quick. It's just it doesn't hit you until it hits you, and it feels amazing. It really does. But nonetheless, guys, jumping out of that, and real quick, just kind of like hitting on what's been going on as of late, guys. For those of you who don't know, this is probably I say it all the time. This is probably the best time to be, a sports fan right now. Oh, because you have March Madness going on right now. Probably one of the most popular fantasy bracket challenges is in all the world, probably. I don't know if there's any other, fantasy challenges, but definitely probably one of the most popular things to be doing in terms of fantasy sports. You got baseball just about to wrap up spring training. I know they had 2 games going on in Japan with the Mariners and the Astros, or Mariners and Athletics. Excuse me on that one. My bad. And then you got basketball that's rounding up, and pretty much obviously we know the excitement with that, and honestly everybody's just going to be praying to who knows who that it is not the Warriors once again winning NBA championships, because honestly I get it. They signed probably the best players and everything like that, but I think I speak for a lot of people. Honestly, I don't think you want to see another a Golden State championship. Obviously, the good news is we're not getting Cleveland in Warriors final, so Cleveland's already out. But nonetheless, gonna go ahead, gonna talk basketball and football later, man. But right now, I want to go ahead and I want to hop in to what else here. Here, guys, I want to hop in to talking about, baseball again, and I want to hop in and I want to talk about the AL West. The main reason is because, guys, for those of you who do not know, Mike Trout just signed an extension in 12 years. 12 years. $430 million. And that is absolutely, it's nuts, to say the least. I think that honestly it was a matter of time before he got paid. He was obviously, I believe he was going to be a free agent at the end of the year, and obviously you'd have to be an idiot not to re-sign or pretty much extend the contract of probably the best player on the planet today. Like a lot of people will turn around and say, oh, Trout, it can be debatable. Oh, that Trout is amongst some of the greatest. And it's like, oh, you can't compare him to like Antonio Brown. You can't compare 2 different sports. But honestly, you never know. Could you? Potentially. Are you going to? Most likely not. But nonetheless, let's go ahead. And guys, I want to talk about a team that has officially, in my opinion, entered rebuilding. However, it's also a team that really... How can I describe it? They're not really in rebuilding, but at the same time they are. Because they have the talent. They really do. They don't have a rotation, nor do they have a couple of positions they're missing out on. I'll give them that. However, it's the Rangers, guys, nonetheless. And pretty much the way to look at it is this. Your ace is Lance Lynn, who was pretty good down the stretch last year. With the Yankees, definitely helped out a lot in terms of September, in terms of August, and in terms of the playoffs in general. Give or take, he only, I believe it was I believe the Yankees lost 3-1 in the DS. So really, you had that going for you. And just, how can I put it? The rotation, obviously, like I said, Lance Lynn is the ace, Mike Minor, Edison Volquez, as Yonder Mendez and Drew Smiley. So not really a clear-cut ace there, but you got Jose Leclerc, who is a very reliable closer. I believe he's a very good arm. The kid can definitely throw it up there, but really, if it's one thing, 25 years old, by the way, but if it's one thing I'm going to say about this Rangers ball club, it's this. They definitely have bats, all right, to say the least. Ronald Guzman, one of the few prospects, very good. Joey Gallo. Oh, if you do not know that name, I suggest you look him up. This is a guy that turns around and he's bat 203 throughout his career. However, he's hit 88 bombs, and honestly, I mean that. He's hit bombs. This guy, 40 home runs. And 41 home runs over the past 2 seasons. So, pretty much put them out together. 81 home runs combined. And give or take, the average isn't there, but yet he's productive. And it's scary to even think of how much much, the production can go. Oh, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. How well the production goes, how well everything really plays out for Gallo. Oh, now, the thing with me and Joey Gallo, the thing with it is that, obviously, like I said, his average is not the best, so he will get out a lot. And you don't really have anyone to really back him up anymore because Beltre just retired. Beltre retired, so there's no Beltre behind, Gallo batting 4, or there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody really to go after Gallo. Oh, I mean, Odor you can make the argument for, but honestly, I don't really think that, Odor has brought the power that, we've seen Adrian Beltre bring in the past. And then, Andrew's obviously more for contacts. Shin-Soo Choo, I mean, he can hit for power, but he hasn't really been hitting for power as of late. So, and then Cabrera, again, same thing, more on the line of contact and fielding. So, really, the power source of that team is going to be Joey Gallo, who, if he can hit for average in a sense, because a lot of teams, they turn around and they apply, how can I describe this? Okay, so in baseball, obviously, you have the shift, right? And if you don't know what the shift is, pretty much, it's where everybody, pretty much, say you have a righty up to bat, everybody's going to shift over to the left side of the field, pretty much left field, third base, shortstop, or pretty much from second base to third base, everybody's going to virtually be on that side. There will essentially be one player on the right side, that'll be the first baseman. He'll pretty much be standing in between in second base and first base. So pretty much, in a sense, it's leaving the entire right side of the field open. And so, really, the thing is with that, it's not a bad plan, I don't think. And obviously, a lot of people turn around and they say, why don't they just bunt against the shift? And, it's not a bad idea to. It's just, you have to figure out how to, because a lot of players nowadays, they want to try and hit that long ball and everything like that. And obviously, down by 3, you don't want to turn around and say, hey, let's go. Or down by 3 in the 7th, obviously, a lot of guys are going to want to try and chip back at that lead. So, but no, with the shift that Gallo gets, it's very interesting because I've seen it with the Astros a couple times. Teams have loaded up 4 guys on the right side of the infield. Well, I believe it is from second base to first base, because Gallo is a lefty. And pretty much they line everybody up there and essentially have 5 outfielders, because they'll have they'll have Altuve and Correa virtually play in right field. Which is very interesting in my opinion. And so, honestly, it's gonna be, how can I describe it? That's my question. How can I describe this? Is obviously you give Gallo, the entire left side of the infield, to try and squeeze something through. However, Gallo has been more on the lines, been known to pull the ball, obviously. And really, it's either he grounds out or he homers, or he hits one into the gap, or he's either doubles and up or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so, really going to be interested to see how Gallo does, next year. And I really, honestly, I don't see much happening for, that Rangers ball club. I really don't. Like, last year they were 67 and 95. Right now they're kind of like rebuilding. So, I got to go with, right now I'm going to put them at the bottom of that. And then we turn around and we talk about another team that is confusing nonetheless. Yes, because they sign a Japanese prospect, and they're projected to do so well, but then yet the Japanese sensation turns around, has to have surgery or something like that, it goes down, and then you have just a barnstorm, to say the least. A barn fire, I should say. Simply because of the fact that, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, Angels. Signing Ohtani, and in my opinion, did he do well? I think he did fine, but I just don't. The thing with Ohtani with me, I don't think he should have won. How can I put it? I don't think he should have won Rookie of the Year. I don't think he should have won. I don't think he should have. won it at all, simply because of the fact that it's hard to describe, simply because of the fact that, yes, he's a utility player. He pitches and he hits. I understand that. Okay, I understand. He hits. He pitches. Great. But yet at the same time, last year, you're kind of taking away from what he did. You know, you're kind of marking him down as a starting pitcher. I understand that. But you're also taking away from guys such as Andujar and Andujar and Torres. I mean, last year for pitching, he didn't even pitch that much. He pitched 10 games. He started 10 games. And he went 4-2 with a 3.31 ERA and 63 strikeouts. All right, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. His first couple of wins were against the A's. Give or take, the A's, not the greatest hitting ball club in the world. I get it. They won the wild card last year. I get it. People will make that argument. But at the same time, you can't really say much about it, simply because I don't see it. I really don't. Because when he went against the Astros, he lost. When he went against the Red Sox, he lost. You know what I'm saying? So once he got into the teams against teams that were contenders, he cracked under pressure. He didn't win. And hitting-wise, I mean, he didn't do too bad. I mean, 285 average, 22 home runs, 61 RBIs. But you compare it to someone such as Andujar. And I don't mean to keep bringing up Andujar and Torres, but really, these are the guys that were, in comparison to last year. And Andujar, 300 average, 27 home runs, 96 RBIs. Last year, well, he batted 297 last year. But I was looking at the career average, figured it was his only season. But still, he batted 297. That in amongst itself was better than Ohtani. And then 27 home runs. That's 5 more than Ohtani hit. 96 RBIs. 30 more than Ohtani hit. But yet, he wins the Rookie of the Year. Here, Ohtani does, because he pitched a little bit. That makes no sense. It really doesn't. And I'm sorry if that hurts people, but it's true. He really, I don't think he really did much. But to say the least, honestly, I definitely do think this team is going to be special this year, in terms of the Angels. Well, it's the same thing I said with the Rangers. However, this one's completely different because the pitching just isn't really what you would expect. Yes, they have Matt Harvey. I think Matt Harvey's an unbelievable arm. I really do. I think Trevor Cahill, I think he's very good. But Andrew Heaney, Tyler Skaggs, Jamie Ibarria, I think if all of them can honestly pick it up, and I think if Harvey can be his old self, he definitely can be the ace of this rotation. But I don't know. And then you got Cam Bedrosian behind everybody closing it out. And really, I don't see Cam as somebody who can close a game out. I think the bullpen is just going to be a question mark. And the lineup isn't even bad. I mean, you have Lucroy behind the dish. Very reliable catcher. Very, very reliable. Justin Bour, unbelievable power. I think probably one of the most underrated first basemen in the game. And simply because of the fact that Bour can burn you if you're not careful. David Fletcher, obviously, young guy, obviously second baseman. And then you got Cozart right over at third base. He can be very good, but if he chooses to be. Same thing with Simmons, however, Simmons more known for not really known for power. Again, we always say it contact and fielding. However, Simmons probably one of the best fielding shortstops, more or less infielders, I should say. Excuse me. He probably one of the best infield fielders. I know that makes sense, right? In the game today, Justin Upton in left, Trout in right, Calhoun over in right. I said that right here. Just to reiterate, Upton in left, Trout center, Calhoun right, and then you got Pujols DHing. And really, it's not the old Albert. It really isn't. It's not the old Albert. Yes, he hit his 600 home run, I get that, but you got to remember this. Pujols is 39 years old, potentially going to retire at the end of the year. I'm not saying he's going to. I think he will. Well, potentially. 39, I don't know how long he can keep it up for. Last year, hit 19 home runs, has seen a decrease in numbers and everything like that. Average 245. However, it's not the 268, the 272. It's not the numbers he was producing in St. Louis. This is definitely a different Albert Pujols than we're used to seeing. And obviously, his first year with the Angels, he hit 30 home runs. But other than that, an escalade. But he did, in 2015, he was able to hit 40. And then 31 in 2016. However, it's not the productive numbers that we were used to seeing with the Cardinals, where he was constantly 37, 34, 43, 46, 41, 49, 32, 37, 47, and 42, 37. You know what I'm saying? And so, as opposed to consistency, it's not there. So, is he going to continue? I don't know. Will he? Again, same thing. I don't know. But honestly, I think that Angels team can improve. But the question is going to be how. All right. So then we'll go ahead. Let's talk. Let's talk Seattle. Okay. Came in third, to my surprise. Is 2-0 right now. Like right now, they are 2-0. They just beat Oakland. They just beat Oakland in 2 games, and they had a secret weapon. They really did. Honestly, in my opinion, they had a secret weapon. They had Ichiro Suzuki. If you don't know who Ichiro Suzuki is, man, you're missing out. Now, probably one of the greatest outfielders to come from Japan. And so, have that going for him. And then, the problem with the Mariners that I see, the problem that has been going on is that you look at, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say this. It's pitching, really. They just traded away James Paxton. They kind of gave away Cano. And they just gave up Edwin Diaz, who was probably one of the better relievers last year. Oh, my goodness. He was the best reliever last year. 51 saves, man. And in unbelievable fashion. And was on pace to actually break. Fun fact, I believe he was on pace to break a K-Rod's record, or from what I heard. But nonetheless, traded away virtually all their main pieces, but yet at the same time, they have somewhat of a good lineup. They have a good lineup. You look at it, it's Omar Nazar behind the dish, Ryan Healy over at first, D. Gordon at second base, Kyle Seager over at third base, J.P. Crawford over at shortstop, Domingo Santana in left, Malik Smith in center, Mitch Haniger in right, and then you got D.H. Edwin and Encarnacion. Now, I think that Encarnacion pickup is very good. The reason I say it's very good is simple. It's going to give a lot of guys who pretty much can turn around and, in my opinion, do a lot of damage. I believe that, Encarnacion is going to be that little, fallback piece. Like, we want to attack Encarnacion and then go after, Seager, where Seager can actually burn someone. So, but in terms of the Mariners, I definitely think that they're most likely going to be rebuilding. I know they're going to have Strickland and shut the door. I know they had him do it twice. They had him do it twice last year, so who knows? And then you got King Felix, who, I got to see how Felix shows up this year. I really do. Because usually King Felix, somebody that we can rely on, that the Mariners could rely on, hasn't really been there. He wasn't there last year. 8-14 and then 6-5 as well. So it's just, I got to see what happens. And you got to see what happens with Felix Hernandez. And really, I think that this Mariners team could easily drop down and switch spots with that Angels ball club. Now, I'm going to talk about the A's. Fires is out. He's out. Estrada, Montas, Blackburn, Magenda. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. But nonetheless, I'm not really worried about this rotation. I'm not. The reason being is the bullpen. This bullpen, there are 2 names right now that just stick out. Where if it's a 2-0 game going into the 8th and 9th, and you turn around and say it's Estrada pitching, and you take out Estrada, well, I'm feeling comfortable with my setup man and my closer. Trevino and Trinan. I'm looking at both of them, 2 unbelievable seasons last year. Unreal. Oh, Trevino in the playoffs against the Yankees, fantastic. I believe 3 innings. He struck out, I believe, 4 in the wild card game. And honestly, like I said, was lights out. Oh, and then this year, turns around, 1 game pitch. He struck out 3. He pretty much struck out the side. And then Trinan, and same thing. Last year, very good in the closer role. Had 38 saves, 5 blown. However, definitely, it's going to be interesting, in my opinion, to see what happens with these guys. Now, how can I put it with Trinan and Trevino? I think that these 2 are going to be, like I said, very good setup pieces for each other. And really, both of them obviously righties and everything like that. At Trevino 27 and Trinan 30. Last year, Trevino's rookie season. I definitely think this A's team can do a lot of special things. I mean, Matt Chapman, one of the better third baseman in terms of power. Matt Olson, he provides some offense. And then they also have guys like Marcus Semien and Jerks and Profar who can provide the speed. And also Chris Davis is another power bat. So a lot of guys who can turn around and deliver you the power and production that you need. And really, yes, they're 0-2 right now, but this is a team not to sleep on in a sense because of the bullpen. Because it's not just Trevino and Trinan. You have Fernando Rodney, Ryan Butcher, Yasmiro Petit, and Joaquin Soria. So, honestly, a very good bullpen. Obviously, a veteran-sized bullpen, to say the least. Soria, 34, 11 years in the majors. Rodney, I believe he's 40 right now. 40, 41. And Butcher and Petit, 2 guys who've been around the league for a while. So, definitely going to be interesting to see on that end. But really, I don't see anybody overseeing or more or less unseating, I think, the ace of the AL West. Lost Dallas Keuchel. Well, honestly, bullpen is phenomenal. Have built this team, in my opinion, from the ground up. With Altuve, Correa, Bregman, Gurriel, Springer even, trading for Reddick. I think that this team is very good. But, guys, Astros. Picked up Osuna last year. Honestly, was a lot better than he was in a Blue Jays uniform. Just saying. And then Verlander and Cole made an unbelievable pairing. Both of them in the running for Cy Young, and both of them actually in the running for MVP. So I'm definitely interested to see what Cole can do in his second year. Same thing with Verlander. Or third year, I should say. Well, okay, long story short, if you want to count, this is all I'm going to say. If you want to count the half a year he spent in Detroit, if you want to count, or if you want to count that, the half a year he spent, go for it. Count it. But I'm going to say this is going to be his third year in Houston. Hey, Cole, his second. Honestly, I think this team is going to be very good over the next couple of years, especially with McHugh. Yes, they also did lose Charlie Morton. However, for the production the offense is going to be giving, the fact that Altuve is still an MVP candidate, Bregman just signed an extension in Gurriel. Very underrated first baseman. I think he's very good with the bat. At Springer. Honestly, it's a murderer's row with just Altuve, Bregman, Correa, and Springer. And then you throw in Reddick, Brantley, Tyler White, who's an unbelievable power prospect coming up from the minors this year. So definitely going to be interesting to see how they do in terms of, this season coming up. Oh, so really, if I had to make a prediction, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think that, I think that next year, I think the Astros gonna be the ones that run the table. Absolutely. Do I think that, do I think that Athletics can turn around, get another playoff spot potentially? But honestly, I gotta see how it goes. So, all right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna turn it over to two songs right now. Oh, and I'm actually going to go ahead and we're going to flip gears. We're going to talk a little basketball and we're going to talk a little football coming up. So, guys, make sure you stay tuned. Guys, you are listening to WKCV, the voice of Keystone College. Ow. Whoa. Let's get some football going. Oh, there you go. I mean, okay, somebody else. One more hour. Not one more hour, another half hour. Alright. It's section 130. WKCV, the voice of Keystone College, is back, everybody. Welcome back, guys, to what else here on this lovely, well, I really shouldn't say lovely. It's raining outside. Nonetheless, welcome, guys, back to Sports Talks here on WKCV, the voice of Keystone College. And, guys, checking in one more time with you, it is JT, and, guys, man, it's crazy to think that, you know, NFL, literally the offseason just happened, and the draft is literally, I want to say, what, couple weeks away? Hey, 27th, 25th, the draft's going to be happening. Nonetheless, yes, man, it's going to be a fun draft. But even before the draft, we've had some crazy signings and trades and all that fun stuff. But really, it's not, how can I put it? Is it going to change a lot? I don't think so. Is it going to do a lot? Potentially yes, potentially no. Oh, and a lot of people right now, they're out there, they're like, what do you mean it's not gonna turn around and change anything? Well, it's simple, folks. Alright, yes, I get it. Alright, I'm gonna turn around and I'll say it like this. Okay, I'll say it like this. It's because a lot of people have been getting on me for this. And it's because a lot of people know that I'm a Steelers fan. And, however, it's simple. Oh, a lot of people turn around and they're like, oh, Antonio Brown just got traded to the Raiders. And a lot of other people are like, oh, Le'Veon Bell, he signed with the Jets. And it's like, that's great. It really is. It's like, good for Bell, good for Brown, like, good for them. Here's the thing, though. Oh, and I'm going to address the Raiders one first. Okay? Now, listen close. Listen close. You can't fix a team with a garbage coach. Okay? Now, I know I know a lot of people are going to turn around and say, oh, what do you mean he's a garbage coach? What do you mean? He just got the best wide receiver in the game. I understand that. However, let's keep this in mind. Before John Gruden took over as the coach of the Raiders, we're talking about a Raiders team that was a contender, or that was actually good. Okay? And this is not, you know, me saying anything out of the ordinary. They were actually good. The Raiders actually made the playoffs in 2017. And if I'm right, I believe they did. They made the playoffs, right? Right, in 2017 or 2016. But nonetheless, John Gruden gets signed, and then what happens? Immediately stinks up the joint. Like, 2016, 12-4 record, tied with the Chiefs, who regularly make it and are probably one of the best teams in the AFC. And then they drop down to a 6-10 record, or give or take, not the best, but obviously, you know, it's better than what they did last year. Or last year, I believe they only won, like, what, 4 games? Yeah, 4-12. Oh. So really, is Antonio Brown going to change anything? Probably not. Is Jacksonville going to change anything because they signed Nick Foles? I couldn't tell you. Are the Jets going to change anything? Again, I couldn't tell you, simply because of the fact that how can I put it? Yes, Bell signing, I think, is probably one of the better moves that could have happened for the Jets. And yes, the Jets grabbed Tom Compton. I get that. They grabbed Daniel Brown. They grabbed, Josh Bellamy. They got Jamison Crowder. They're building a team. But the thing that sucks for the Jets is this. And I say it all the time. And this is just straight my opinion. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. They can correct me if I'm right. But this is just a straight fact. New England has dominated that division for God knows how long. Okay? Hey, honestly, do I think it's going to change anything? Do I think the Jets can make a wild card spot? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that, signing all these guys, I think that they can turn around. They can make a wild card spot. Yes. But in reality, are they going to beat New England? Probably not. I couldn't tell you. Okay? As much as it kills me to say it, Brady, probably one of the greatest of all time. Arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, has dominated the Dolphins throughout his career. The Bills throughout who am I kidding? Bills lose to virtually everybody. And then the same thing with the Jets. He's dominated the Jets. And again, last year, I get it. I'm kind of attacking both the Raiders and the Jets, but it's a lot. But the reason I'm attacking them, in a sense, is because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're signing, one great free agent." I get it, but they have to change the entire complexion. Well, I shouldn't really say that. They have to find a way to turn around and actually make it so that it actually works. Could they turn around and potentially beat Kansas City in terms of Oakland? I'm not going to say yes, but I'm also not going to say no. Oh, all right. The reason being is because reason I'm going to say they're not going to beat Kansas City is because Kansas City's been on top for so long, and it's ridiculous. It really is. But yet they haven't made it to the Super Bowl. Common sense, man. Come on. And then the Jets, like I said, it's just the division. And next year is going to be tough for the AFC East because they got the NFC North or the AFC North coming in, and that's Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, Pittsburgh, and not to be biased or anything, but Juju Smith, James Conner, proving that without Antonio Brown, they can definitely do it next year, and Pittsburgh definitely making some signings too, bringing back Jordan Berry for punter. Eli Rogers is coming back. Ryan Shazier. And I guess you could say the only question I really have is how Boswell's going to be this year. That's my question. That's my concern, really. And then you also got Dante Moncrief coming in from Jacksonville. Well, so it's not like Pittsburgh's going away easily. And then you got Cincinnati, who has an unbelievable defense, in my opinion. And to cap it off, you also got Cleveland, who, folks, do I even need to tell you what Cleveland did? Okay, and this is going to be kind of like my comparison as to why, the Browns did something and why the Browns did something and the Jets didn't. The Browns are actually in contention, in my opinion. I think they are. Why do I think the Browns are in contention? It's simply because of the fact that their team was already set. All right, Nick Chubb, Baker Mayfield, Jarvis Landry on the outside. You had a ton of guys who could turn around and get everything rolling for you. You had a ton of guys, and then you turn around, you go out, you trade. You don't even give up that much, I want to say, in my opinion. You don't even give that much up for Odell Beckham. A couple of draft picks? That's it. In my opinion. Just gave up a couple draft picks, if I'm right. They also gave up free safety. It was I forget. That anyway, nonetheless, I forget who it was. Wow. Oh, Jabril Peppers. How do I forget that? How do I forget about Jabril Peppers? I ran against the kid. But nonetheless, man, I don't see, the Jets doing well this year simply because of the fact that, it's obviously, do I think that jumping from a 4-10 record or a 4-12 record to, what was it, like a 10-4 record, or 10-6 record, do I think that's possible? Yeah, but do I think a playoff spot is in their future? Potentially, but again, you got to see what happens. You really do. Ooh. So, for the Jets, I don't really see a lot happening. Same thing with the Raiders. And real quick, forgot to mention, by the way, Justin Houston just signed with the Colts. So, honestly, this free agency has been very, I want to say, it was very impactful. Now, I want to go ahead and I do want to talk about the draft real quick, and I do want to talk about Kyler Murray and where he's potentially going to land. And same thing with Nick Bosa. Because obviously those are the two sought-out two sought-out prospects. Now, do I think Bosa is going to go over to, do I think Bosa is even going to land to the Jets? Do I think he's going to get past, San Francisco and Arizona? Potentially. Do I think Arizona is going to draft Kyler Murray? Honestly, that's what everybody's saying is going to happen. But, Arizona making the right decision, I couldn't tell you on that one. I couldn't tell. Personally, Arizona making a good decision, in my opinion, is out there, to say the least. It's out there. Literally, I think that team is just Patrick Patterson now on defense, right? And Patterson is getting old, so who knows, man? Who knows? Honestly, I think that the NFL draft coming up, I think that Kyler Murray can definitely fall a couple of spots if he really, if teams don't pay attention. Murray, like I said, he can definitely drop, and I definitely see him dropping. I get Arizona needs a quarterback, but I think that Arizona is going to turn around and think that, they're going to turn around and be like, oh, are there better options? Is there a chance for us to tank this year and potentially get Tua next year? However, there is something I do want to address with the Tua situation, and I'll address it in a bit. But I think Kyler Murray, he could definitely fall down a couple spots. Arizona potentially forgets about him. You got to remember, he had to decide between baseball and football. Well, he chose football. So, again, that's going to be interesting. And San Francisco picking up Nick Bosa, I don't know. I think Bosa, for some reason, for some odd reason, something in the back of my head is telling me that Bosa is going to fall to the Jets. I don't know why, but there's something weird in the back of my head saying that, hey, Bosa is going to fall to the Jets. So, if he does, props. But, who knows? But I do want to talk about that, the Tua situation real quick. If I'm right, Tua should be going to the Jets, or not to the Jets. Tua should be graduating this year if I'm right. I think, honestly, next year, this is my straight opinion, and I'm going to this is how I'm going to wrap up. Next year, this is my opinion. I think that Tua is going to enter the draft, and I think he's going to wind up going to the Giants. The reason being, Eli's 39. Okay? Eli is 39 and still throwing interceptions like he did when he first got drafted. Had to take my shot on that one, guys. I couldn't mess it up. But honestly, I think that Manning is definitely going to be retiring very soon, and I think that they're going to want to get a young arm in there. Obviously, Murray's not going to drop, so who knows, man? Who knows? All right, guys, so pretty much just to wrap everything up real quick, I kind of just want to go ahead, and I know I didn't get a chance to talk about March Madness. I'm going to do that next week. That's going to be like the first topic I talk about next week. But real quick, I do want to go ahead and I do want to talk about the NBA real quick. I just want to update you guys on the standings real quick. Pretty much give you guys my thoughts on everything. Pretty much, long story short, Western Conference is locked up, okay? Sacramento is 14 games out of the number 1 seed, obviously. However, they're 7 games out of the 8-seeded Thunder. Or I know, weird to say, right? The Thunder are the 8th seed. But nonetheless, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Mavericks, all four, and Suns. Forgot to mention that, but I could have told you that at the beginning of the year. You would have believed me. But nonetheless, those 4 teams, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Mavs, Suns, all out, all done. And then OKC, he pretty much, like I said, is the 8th seed. 7th seed is Clippers, 6 Spurs, 5 Jazz, 4 is Trailblazers, 3 Rockets, Nuggets, and Warriors, both locked in a spot for the 1 and 2 seeds. Well, not the 1 and 2 seeds, but they're locked in. They're going to be making the playoffs. And real quick, one team I haven't brought up that potentially could be eliminated tonight, Lakers and LeBron. So real quick, and I always give you guys a question to kind of think of and kind of like, ask yourselves in a sense. So my question to you guys is this: is LeBron the problem? Is LeGM the problem? Is he the problem? Personally, I don't think LeBron's the problem. Then again, and could he be dealt a better team? Potentially. Could he be dealt a worse team? Yes, absolutely. He could be dealt a worse team. He really could. All right. He could be dealt the Suns. He could be dealt to the Knicks. Who knows, man? Who knows? But that's just my straight opinion. Something for you guys to think about. Like, is LeBron the problem of the Lakers? Because a lot of people have been saying he is, but I just kind of want to get you guys' thoughts on it. And then switching over to the Eastern Conference, we're going to wrap this up real quick. Eastern Conference, they have another team joining the playoffs. Guys, it is in fact the Philadelphia 76ers joining the playoff mix. So right now it's going to be the Bucks, Raptors, or Sixers, wrapping up 1, 2, and 3 right now. And then it's Pacers, Celtics, Pistons, Nets. Again, I still can't believe I'm actually saying that. I cannot believe that I'm actually saying that the Nets are actually in the playoffs. I can't believe I said that. And then Miami Heat. And then you also got Hawks, Bulls, Cavs, and Knicks all out of the equation. And so that's going to be interesting. And then somehow, some way, don't ask me, the Wizards, Magic, and Hornets are still in the mix. But honestly, who knows? It's going to be interesting to see who makes it throughout the rest of the year. See who does what, I guess you could say. Hey, really, it's going to be an interesting year. Going to be an interesting way to kind of wrap everything up. So, all right, guys. So that's going to go ahead. That's going to wrap it up for me here. Guys, I do want to thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. And guys, next week, it's probably going to be same time as this week, probably 3 o'clock. I will definitely be letting you guys know as to what's going to be happening in terms of next week. So once you guys are in the loop and everything like that, like I said, I'll keep you in it. So nonetheless, guys, thank you again for listening. Guys, I always do appreciate it. Guys, thank you guys as always. And guys, I will talk to you guys later. Deuces, guys. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Okay. I'm done. Alright. Oh, shit. What's up, Tersey? What's up, Tersey? My bad, bro. Remember last year when I was blowing